Hey guys, how you doing on this Tuesday, August 31st, 2021? Thank you for joining me here tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you guys the very best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on one of the only metal channels you need. If you missed anything in the past week, click the eye in the upper right corner of the screen. Everything you need should be popping up there right now. I would certainly appreciate it. If you'd like me to review anything, make suggestions in those comments section below. Slam, deathcore, metalcore, modern tech death can go fuck itself. Remember, subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. This is one of the hardest working metal channels on YouTube, bar none. No one's going to give it to you as brutally honest as I do, despite maybe unpopular fucking opinion. I really don't care. If you like it, great. If you don't, click the X and fuck off. I won't miss you. Welcome to Album Review Tuesdays here on the channel. Tonight we're going deep into the underground in Spain, and I know you guys will be stoked for this one, as tonight's review is of Proclamation-Advent of the Black Omen, which was released in 2006 on Nuclear War Now Productions. Now, in my opinion, they are a true underground legend and one of the best bestial black metal bands Spain ever had the fine honor of producing. So before we get into the review, going to give you guys some background on Proclamation, of course. Now, Proclamation was a bestial black metal band from Madrid, Spain, formed in 2003, which ended up splitting up in 2013. Now, for their decade-long run, they've released 4 albums, 3 demos, and a split with Teitanblood. They are sharing some mutual members, but following a different concept. Now, their sound, of course, is pure underground bestial filth. It's diabolical, raw, with thick bass line drives, primitive, chaotic, and extreme drumming, and guitar riffing, totally in a vein of hardness and dizziness of old school death, grindcore speed, and the evilness of early VM. Even though the grindcore speed is there, I'd hardly call this grindcore in any sense of the word. Now, Usurper once said that they are dragging their influence from the dawn of times when death and black metal was the same. Other people claiming they were saying their complete blasphemy worship, not only in their sound but visually too, and about their stage names. But I would say that yes, there's a lot of blasphemy worship here, but there's also a very unique take on the black death metal or war metal genre here. That's a very small sliver of the black metal subgenre, or bestial black metal if you prefer. But I would not say that this is a blasphemy clone. I would say Proclamation are definitely their own band. Anyway, the lineup: we got Usurper of Eternal Condemnation and Inverted Crucifixion on vocals and guitars, Irreverent Captor of Abysmal and Ultimate Desolation on bass, Abomination of Four Mahimic Winds and Bestial Offensor handling the drums. And yeah, so it's a 3-piece band. However, their albums have come through Ross Bay Cult label, ran by Ryan Forrester of Blasphemy, by the way. So Ross Bay Cult Eternal. A lot of their albums have come through that Ryan Forrester of Blasphemy. So, alright, so let's get into the review now, shall we? Opening up this demonic pit of chaos and destruction is the intro track titled Rise of the Abomination, which is a very dark, ominous track with some strong keyboard work and demonic snarls growling over top of the black cloud that hangs over this intro, which gives it a very unsettling mood that sets in, and you know something is very fucking wrong as the track continues to descend. It's a very strong intro here. It then bleeds right into Evil Blood of Sodomy, and this is just pure blistering chaos, demonic vocals, and a pounding sick savagery that will split your skull open and expose the brain where it flies out of your fucking cranium. This has to be some of the most ruthless, violent riffs I've ever heard on an album, but there's also a violent lead solo on here, and this is true chaotic, anti-Christian evil that has bone-slicing riffs, great ominous bass work, and a sinister, vile, evil atmosphere that will compel you and beckon you forth to enter into its dark world. This is a sick opener, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, of course, is Rites of Carnality, and the track doesn't slow down on the insane depravity or demonic destruction that this album is clearly bent on vomiting forth, that destroys all light and semblance of hope or humanity within you. Now, the chaotic, violent riffs of apocalyptic velocity emit from your speakers and envelop you into their violence and destructive atmosphere that shatters the entire earth around you, as this band is clearly bent on producing nothing but sonic destruction and death. With each fucking riff and drum beat, vocally, it's also absolutely wretched. This is another sick song. Next up, of course, we have Hecatomb, which has a very dark, sinister, sustained drum of the guitar at the beginning and lets you know it's about to get pretty brutally chaotic and destructive. Now, a lot of people would probably say every song sounds the same. Well, that's definitely not the case here. Yes, it is all based upon a formulaic vision of war and insanity and destruction and chaos, but at the same time it works just fine the way it is. This is, after all, death black metal, or war metal if you prefer, or bestial black metal, and there isn't really any room for melody, or extreme technicality, or even a notable applause for lots of dynamics. No, guys, this is pure insane chaos and destruction, nothing more and nothing less. Okay, guys, so let's check out Hecatomb right here on Music of Destruction. Enjoy. And we're back, and yeah, man, sick shit with no fucking regard for your pathetic melody-seeking sensibilities, pure destruction and violence. This is a killer track. Next up, of course, is Crucifixion Vomit, and this one is just a bombastic, brutal sonic attack on all of the senses once again, with some harsh demonic snarls in the background, of course, and nothing but evil spewing forth through each riff, blast beat, and his sinister bass and vocal demonic snarl, which have screams of torment and insane chaos, and that's exactly what this track is. 3 minutes of pure blistering sick chaos that doesn't let up for even a second on its relentless assault. Killer song here as well. Next up is the title track, Advent of the Black Omen, and this is one of the most brutally chaotic songs on the record. Now you might be asking, how can it possibly get any more sinister and evil than the previous 5 tracks? Well, it does. And this one almost makes you question your sanity and moral construct, because everything here is an exercise in moral futility and a fascination with perversity and morbid decay and societal destruction with no reason for existence. This is extremely nihilistic and foreboding as well, and the riffs are like chainsaws cutting deep into your flesh, while the drums and vocals are like demonic arms that pull your soul and body apart and split you into two. And it succeeds on this 100%. This is easily the most demonic, intense track on the album. Killer stuff here as well. Next up, we have Seed of the Antichrist. And well, if you thought the previous track was sinister, this one just might take the cake, because this is so fucking evil sounding that you might wonder if all the blasphemy worship that everyone bitches about even exists, because this is just as evil and violently visceral as blasphemy, but moves things up even a step further with its oral personification of suffering and despair-filled tormented screams of agony and death, coupled with demonic rage-fueled riffing and cacophonically insane drumwork. And it begs the question, how insane were these guys when they wrote this? This is another killer song. Next up, we have Hellbound Triumph, and of course this one sounds like the earth itself opening the mouth of hell and releasing all of its demonic, sick, vile entities on the planet to rape and destroy every Christian on the planet with a bloody, violent, ritualistic form of destruction and chaos that swallows the whole world whole in one huge cacophonic nightmare that no one can escape. And this band are experts at crafting these types of emotions and visions, an absolute chaotic whirlwind of death and insanity. Once again, this is another killer track. Next up is 1 minute and 34 seconds of absolute bone-splitting, spine-crushing brutality with bestial hordes from Hades. And I mean, holy fuck, how much more insane can this album possibly get? Sonic brutality with an assault on all of your senses as it bashes you into a bloody, battered heap of guts and slime, and it does so with vicious authority. But with such a fast song with a short duration, I would say it accomplishes a lot. This is a killer fucking track. Next up is Baptism and Fire, and just imagine being engulfed in fire for eternity with no hope of ever dying or escaping the torture. Well, that's what you get with this 4-minute track of nothing but bestial oral assault and chaotic violence and depravity. No light, no hope, no life, and no chance of redemption or escape from the demonic hordes of evil and destruction. The very moral fabric of human life is ripped apart and literally removed from existence as the demonic mouth of hell opens and swallows everything in the blink of an eye, and torturous deeds unfold constantly. This is another sick fucking track. Closing out the album is Proclamation of Doom, and we get 5 minutes of nothing but brutality and soul-ripping violence, gut-wrenching brutality and evil, and now is nothing short of mind-renderingly insane and constant. By now, the album has left you in the middle of the road, battered, beaten, and completely devoid of any hope or morality of any kind, like a car accident with no survivors and no witness. Now, this entire album reminds me of a vehicular, gruesome homicide by someone possessed by every dark force imaginable. I mean, that's what it sounds like. A dark, evil fucking car wreck, essentially, is what the album sounds like. An insane way to close the 35 minutes of brutality and chaos. This is a sick goddamn album, and I highly recommend it. And the final verdict for Proclamation's Advent of the Black Omen is getting a 9 out of 10. Sick shit. Get it on Nuclear War Now Productions. Link is in the description box below. Alright, so there you have it. Another album review in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. My Teespring store and Bonfire stores are open. Teespring.com/music-of-destruction for merch on Teespring. For Bonfire, it's bonfire.store/music-of-destruction, and make sure you go and check that out. Links are in the description for both of my merchandise stores. I'd really appreciate it. If you'd also like to support through Patreon, The Seed episode 34, The History of the Les Legions Noir, up on the Patreon page right now. I'm working on coming up with some ideas for episode number 35, so just go and check it out, patreon.com/music-of-destruction. Pick the $5 tier, you'll get access for life. Thank you for your support. Keeps the channel going and goes to our brand new YouTube channel, Beyond the Big Screen, a movie and game review with myself and Colton James. He's out there right now working on his review points for our first premiere for Alien from 1979, so make sure you head on over Beyond the Big Screen movie and game review on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. We will be doing our premiere debut on September the 5th. Alright guys, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Have a great night. We'll see you guys for Album Ranking Wednesdays. See you guys in the next video.